The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez. Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge. Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. And the Bugman, we get them before they get you. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everyone, this is part 2 of Louisiana Football Magazine, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. I'm your host, Lee Burkeen. For our North Louisiana, all Louisiana team, we're going to have the top players. We talked about O-linemen in the first show, and quarterbacks, and running backs, and fullbacks. This show we're going to talk about tight ends, receivers, and some of the top athletes from North Louisiana. This is our all Louisiana team for North Louisiana, part 2, our offense for Louisiana Football Magazine. We're going to go ahead and talk about tight ends when we come back. Not a deep group, but a very talented group of tight ends in the state of Louisiana and North Louisiana. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, your host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast. I hope everybody's having a great day or night or morning whenever you see the show. And I hope you love these shows. It's very, a lot of information, a lot of hard work on me personally scouting these kids. This is not from any all-state teams or all-district teams. This is basically recruiting mostly D1 and 1AA kids we're talking about today for North Louisiana, our all-Louisiana team for Louisiana Football Magazine. Seniors only, class of 224, because I don't want to leave anybody out. When you start mixing classes up, I want to keep it one class. But we're going to go ahead and talk about tight ends. I got kids on the list that are blockers. Some of them are great pass catchers. Some can do a little bit of both. In college, you got to learn how to block and catch to get on the field these days, or you're going to be lined out wide and be a guy like Mason Taylor at LSU who could play like a little bit of wide receiver. Our first tight end is Ben Bienview from St. Mary's in Natchitoches. I've been watching this kid for 4 years. He's been over 195 pounds ever since his freshman year. Ben's got great athletic ability. He played defense for the team, but I think he's a great tight end prospect. He's continued to get bigger. He's got choices to make for college. I think he's got another sport like baseball and other sports he could actually sign for. Another kid from the Monroe area, from Ouachita, Trevon Bradford, 6'7", 250, all muscle. This kid's giant. He's a specimen. He has yet to hit his upside, which is a compliment to him. A late bloomer. I don't know if he's going to grow into an offensive lineman or keep chiseling down to be a tight end, but Trevon is a big guy that, he looks the part, and he's one of the top tight ends in North Louisiana. Continuing on, Trevon Fields from Arcadia around Monroe, a small high school. They do a great job there. Specimen, guy 6'4", you see on the screen, all muscle, can block, his hands, can run. A big-time guy. He's a great athlete. Could probably play DN in college. Mason Leach from Manning. They've got a great offense when it comes to blocking for the run game, even though they went more spread for the first time since Jess Curtis left to Natchitoches Central. They still have their tight ends and fullbacks involved, and Mason's a sleeper for North Louisiana. Cameron Gray is the last guy I want to mention from Delhi Charter, which is right outside of Faraday, Vidalia, Louisiana, a little bitty school. But Cameron came on this year. Man, this guy can play the game. He is a great football player, can play a number of positions in college, but I loved him as a tight end because he's so strong, and he was a great blocker, and he can run a 4.6 in the 40. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about wide receivers, the top wide receivers in North Louisiana for Louisiana Football Magazine. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast, also owner of Louisiana Football Magazine. Be sure to go to our website, lafootballmagazine.com. We have our South All Louisiana team up on our site right now. We've got articles and interviews on players starting in late February. After we do the North Louisiana list on our TV show, then that will be put on our website as well. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share if you're a new viewer, please. If you're a mom or dad, help us grow so we can do more for kids and help promote these schools more and these kids more. It's all about helping and getting their name out. We're going to continue on with our All Louisiana North offense, and we're going to talk about receivers, wide receivers. Here's a position where some of these guys are going to be slot receivers in college. Some are going to be split ends or flankers. But nobody's in order ranked. It's just a list of the top guys in North Louisiana. Let's start with Aubrey Hermes, who Calvary Baptist, a big guy, can run, 4-year starter. He's actually going to play college D1 baseball, but I would love to see Aubrey play some football too. I think Louisiana Tech offered him early in baseball, but he would be a heck of a wide receiver in college. Continuing on, John Simon had a great senior year at Calvary Baptist. His dad is a college coach, and his dad played for Louisiana Tech and also Southern Lab in Baton Rouge. I remember seeing him play. He's a great running back. Well, John is a great receiver and is committed to sign with Louisiana Tech, and he's going to actually go where his dad went. Great hands, great route runner. He's got the whole game. So John's a big-time pickup for Louisiana Tech. Next wide receiver is Parker Fulgham. He's going to Clemson to play for Dabo Swinney. Walking on, but now, walk-ons get NIL money and they can play right away. I think Parker will play within a year at Clemson. I think he's got great hands. He's third in Louisiana on the record book for receiving yards and catches, right behind the Trey Quinns of the world. This kid had he almost had 100 catches in 1 year, his junior year at Evangel Christian. He's got great speed and has a lot of talent like his daddy, Josh Booty, who played at LSU. The Oakland Raiders, the Cleveland Browns, and was drafted by the Florida Marlins in the MLB. Continuing on, Javion White, who signed with Tulane, is a great receiver from Franklin Parish, right outside in the outskirts of the Monroe area. Javion's a great football player. Can runs a true 4.4, 140 or faster. Preston Summage is a sleeper from Huntington as a slot guy. Can run a 4.45. He's a legit guy. DeQuarius Chapman from Logan Sports, another slot guy that can run under 4.5. David Moore has been a 4-year rare starter at West Monroe. He's got hands. He's got everything. Smart kid. Delarius Marshall from Green Oaks, another great football player that I saw play the last 3 years at Green Oaks and Shreveport. Grant Edmondson from West Monroe, a very underrated player who's got great hands and actually runs really well. If you see, he's got great size also. Bradley Hanlon from Neville and Monroe, big guy if you see that, 6'4", and actually runs really well, and it could be a big-time receiver in college. Cole Corey, a great slot receiver from North DeSoto, right outside of Shreveport. This kid can run a 4.45, and he is an incredible player. He reminds me of Trent Taylor, who plays in the NFL right now from Evangel Christian. Jacorian Norris from Tioga in the Alexandria area. You won't see a better receiver, and nobody talks about him, but he's a big guy with great hands. Joshua Dotson played 1 year at Woodlawn in Shreveport. Phenomenal player. Whoever signs this kid is going to have an NFL player possibly in the future. Tall, hands, and can run for days. Landry Powell is another great receiver from Glenbrook in Minden, who had a great year and a 4-year starter at Glenbrook. Great big guy that can run. He can run really well. Those are our wide receivers. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the top athletes in North Louisiana, Part 2, offensive team for North Louisiana. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host, talking about the Part 2 North All Louisiana team for Louisiana Football Magazine. Class of 224 seniors only. I won't mix the classes because I think we'd leave a lot of good kids out that deserve mentioning in this class of 224. Our All Louisiana team for North Louisiana for Louisiana. Let's talk about the top athletes in the state of Louisiana and North Louisiana. Let's start with Tyreek Robinson from Evangel Christian. He's going to sign with Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's right, Pittsburgh. 4.45 or better. Some people say he can run a 4.4. Tyreek's one of those under-the-radar guys at Evangel that no one really talked about, but he's always been their fastest player and their most gifted skill player on the team, which is going to have about 14 kids, maybe 15 kids sign with a college this year, D1 to D3. Continuing on, Trey Jackson from Airline in Bossier City, one of the top skill guys in Bossier City, has done a great job for that program. Tate Hanby, who's signed with Vanderbilt, is a receiver from Ouachita Christian in Monroe. Big guy, can run. They always have a big receiver who can play football at Ouachita Christian. Coach Stephen Fitzhugh does a great job there. Cameron Mitchell from Minden is as good as any player you'll see in North Louisiana as far as a guy that can run and play multiple positions. Continuing on, Brandon Williams from Homer. Again, another great football player who played quarterback, running back, receiver, DB, can do it all. Kashawn Johnson, another kid from Bossier High School, right outside of Shreveport in Bossier City, a great football player. Hayden Federico from West Monroe, whose dad is the head baseball coach at ULM Monroe College. And Hayden is signed with Ole Miss for baseball. He's going to be a baseball player at Ole Miss this coming season. He played quarterback at West Monroe. Cameron Williams, General Trask High School, the outskirts of North Louisiana in the Monroe area. Cameron played linebacker, running back, tight end, did it all. He's a big specimen who can really play. I love this kid. Marion Mingo from Alexandria High School started his career at Marksville, where he started as an 8th grader and was all-state. Really a guy that played 5 years of high school football, played his last 2 years at Ash in Alexandria. Great player. DeTravion Williams from Southwood, as good as anybody you'll see in North Louisiana. I like this guy a lot. I mean, he reminds me of Greedy Williams, but a better hitter. And his teammate, Datanian Arkansas, what a great name, is also a guy who played receiver and DB, just like Travion. Both of these guys are D1 players all day long. And to me, one of the best kept secrets in North Louisiana as an athlete is Alonzo Jackson from Haynesville. Alonzo was the starting running back for Haynesville at 215 pounds, 6'2", with 4.5 speed, and tough and determined. Phenomenal player. I think he's Patrick Queen of the class. I wish that all the big guys in Louisiana would throw out an offer, and I'm including LSU in that. Alonzo played linebacker as well. He's an incredible football player. He's one of the best players I saw in Louisiana this year. Continuing on at Homer High School, a former O-lineman, that's right, a former O-lineman that played quarterback this year for Homer, Zion Warren, 5'9", 205. He went from the offensive line to quarterback his senior year at Homer, did a great job. Very phenomenal football player. And the last player I want to talk about from small school, Delta Charter, right outside in there in the Faraday area, Javari Singleton, 5'8", 200 pound, played running back, linebacker, safety. I think he'll be a running back possibly or DB at the next level, but can run. Incredible football player. I hope you enjoyed me talking about the top athletes in North Louisiana. When we come back, we're going to, actually that's the end of our part 2 show. We got to do defense in our next show, part 1. But I hope you enjoyed offense part 2. And we'll see you soon with our defensive top players in North Louisiana part 1 and part 2. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.